So this will be the first official rant on the Liquid Dynamics page. The title is, of course, Men Are Pigs, and I'm sure you're curious as into why. Simple. Because they are. If you're curious as into why I'm saying it, because it's usually women that say it, okay, let's go into detail, shall we? Men often ask why women say they're pigs. They're like, oh, why do they call me a pig? I'm not that bad. Well, perhaps if you stopped to think about it, you would think, or at least acknowledge in some way, unless your brain is far too inferior to even think about something like this, you would figure it out that it's because of the way you treat women. The way you act like they are an item instead of a person. The way that you usually hunger for one specific thing, which is quite ridiculous. I haven't quite figured out why men are so addicted to this one specific thing. See, I'm trying to keep it discreet because Liquid Dynamics is family oriented, but it might be difficult to do. It's quite pathetic that most men are indeed obsessed with this one specific thing. And they can never, ever explain why. They're just like, oh, I just want it. And that's all they want. Okay, here are some cues that you might want to think about. Women, when a guy looks at you and says, you're hot, don't do it. Because if a guy is telling you, you're hot, that is key for, I want to get in your pants. If a guy looks at you and says, yeah, baby girl, obviously he's either a wigger or he's black. But the way I see it, don't go for that either, because same message. They just want in your pants. Now, some guys will, of course, try to trick you and sound sophisticated and nice by saying, oh, you're a very pretty girl. But you very, very rarely hear them say, you are very attractive, or you are attractive. Of course, those are the words that I would choose. But most men are too stupid to think about it. They're just after one thing, and they don't care what they have to do to get it. Okay, back to you, men. You always wonder why you're called a pig. Well, I just spelled it out for you. Perhaps if you weren't so obsessed with sex, then you wouldn't have such a problem. Perhaps if you weren't concerned about yourself and nothing else, you wouldn't have such a problem. Perhaps if you actually treated women with half of respect that they deserve, you wouldn't have a problem. But of course, your brain doesn't work that way. Your brain's like, oh, sex, 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 sex. That is it. And the way I see it, you need to stop thinking so much about sex and start thinking, oh my God, I might want to actually start treating women with respect and figuring out, oh my God, they're people too. But no, you don't even bother thinking about that. All you do is you sit there and you look at these women and you're like, oh, I'd love to get a piece of that. Instead of thinking, I wonder how her personality is, who she is, how she is. But no, you're not going to think about that. Plus, with you men, most of you, you just want these hourglass-shaped women, these really skinny, anorexic women that could be broken with a touch. You want these really skinny girls that are usually very, very, how do I put this? Grouchy, snarky, those things. They are not very nice because of how many guys have hit on them, and they eventually think that they're hot themselves, and they just strut their stuff, and of course they're going to be mean, and you usually have to have money or something along those lines that you could give them, that they can mooch off of you, because if you don't, they're leaving you. See, the thing I don't understand is, most guys, they only want to go for the skinny girls because they're embarrassed to be seen in public with bigger girls. That's pathetic. Bigger girls deserve love too. See, I don't know what the problem is with you guys and why you're just after the skinny girls and nothing else. I'm sure you'll find, if you ever decide to experiment, that if you get with a bigger girl, that they're much nicer and much more understanding than the very skinny, preppy girls. See, eye candy doesn't always work out. You can try and try, but what is aesthetically pleasing to the eye can be a very big letdown. See, you have this group, which is the very skinny, anorexic Barbie doll types. Then you have this group, the larger women that guys tend to ignore. The larger women who have more love to give than the Barbie dolls. See, it is always, almost always, the women that have a little bit of weight to them, that respect you for who you are, that actually return the respect that you might give them. But, guys, you're too stupid to give respect. You don't think, that's your problem, you don't think. All you think about, I've already stated earlier, is sex. Perhaps if you got your mind off of sex and actually figured out that if you respect a woman, which apparently is impossible for most of you, that you might actually have a successful relationship for once in your life. Or you might actually get someone who will do anything in the world for you and will be there for you thick or thin. But guys just don't think about these things. It's the women that think about these things. The women are the ones that want this true love, that want this romance, that want this dream wedding, that want this man that'll be there and just be so romantic and nice and caring and kind. But bad thing is, most guys are far from that. Most guys are incredibly conceited, incredibly idiotic, and just think about that one thing. The way I see it, if guys would actually sit down and think for once in their life, think about what they're doing wrong, they might get somewhere. But instead, they just think about that one thing and they will do anything to get it, and they don't care what they do to hurt anyone as long as they get what they want. This would also explain why I have much more female friends than male. Because most men are incredibly pathetic and they are pigs. As says the title to this video. So that's something for you to do, guys. Sit down and think about what you're doing wrong, if your simple little pathetic minds can think. That'll do it for this video. Men, grow the hell up.